witness the awe-inspiring vertical prowess of two volleyball sensations. Mali's Noumory Keita boasting a spike reach of 378 centimeters and Slovenia's Mozic with a spike reach of 359 centimeters. Keita's explosive jumping ability has earned him accolades such as Best Scorer and Best Server in the 2024-25 Italian Cup, while Mozic's remarkable athleticism led him to be the best scorer at the 2023 European Championships. In the dynamic world of professional volleyball, vertical leap is a critical measure of a player's athleticism and impact on the court. Among the elite, Noumory Keita and Mozic stand out as exceptional talents whose jumping abilities have redefined the standards of the sport. Keita, standing at 206 centimeters, has a spike reach of 378 centimeters, allowing him to dominate offensively and defensively. On the other hand, the 200 centimeter tall Mozic, with a spike reach of 359 centimeters, has been instrumental in his team's successes. Today, let's watch some of their moments together when they decide to defy gravity like it's nobody's business. With you Verona versus Pallavolo Padova. With his team trailing by 2 points, Keita knew a crucial point was needed. The oppositions sent the ball to their side with a gentle pass, hoping to trick the players, but Keita's teammate expertly set the ball. Another player attempted to jump and attack, but Noumory Keita was ready to take the charge. He flew up in the air and smacked the ball in the cross spike, making Pallavolo Padova's coach physically flinch with the impact. With you Verona versus Emavilas Obey Siena. With the rallying starting with Mozic's serve, he could only do back row attacks, and that definitely didn't hinder his game. The setter signaled for a back row attack, and Mozic exploded off the ground from behind the 3-meter line. His vertical leap is so immense that he makes contact higher than most front row attackers. The ball rocketed straight down into the opposing court, barely giving anybody time to react. The crowd roared at the sheer display of athleticism. With you Verona versus Volsa Group Modena. Mozic never quits, he just improves on his previous attempt. This specific moment serves as evidence of his resilience. The setter set the ball from him to spike and earn a point, but the ball got saved. It didn't deter Mozic one bit as he readied himself for another spike. His teammates knew he was the right man for the job, and he definitely didn't disappoint. He knew he had to outdo himself and jump even higher to surpass the blockers. This brilliant athlete succeeded in his mission and left the opposition scrambling. With you Verona versus Pallavolo Padova. The rally started with Keita's explosive serve. After a few touches, the ball flew straight up in the air because of a fast block from his teammates. The libero of With You Verona saved the ball by literally sliding on the ground. Keita was not going to let his efforts go to vain. He exploded off the ground from behind the 3-meter line. His vertical leap is so immense that he makes contact at 378 centimeters, higher than most front row attackers. The ball rockets straight down into the opposing court, barely giving the opposition time to react. The crowd roars at the sheer display of athleticism. With you Verona versus Allianz Milano. Mozic's brilliance doesn't stop at mind-blowing spikes and pipe attacks. His vertical jumps aid him in delivering some of the best serves ever. In this match with Allianz Milano, it was Mozic's turn to serve and start the rally. He soared up in the air and delivered an absolute rocket. The player on the opposite side tried his best to receive the serve, but he could only succeed in putting his hand out. It resulted in the ball ricocheting into the stands and Mozic roared with victory. He left everybody completely stunned. Gascell's Blue Energy Piacenza versus With You Verona. If you see Noumory Keita running from the back row, the only thing you can do is try to keep track of the ball. Defending it is close to impossible. This team knew what they got hit with as they saw Keita running towards the ball from the backline. All they could really do was glimpse at the ball as it smashed into their side of the court. The speed was so fast that no player could even move toward the ball before it landed. With you Verona versus Kuchina Lube Civitanova. The opposition played a wonderful rally and it looked like they had an opening for a spike, but Mozic was ready. With laser focus, he tracked the play from the moment the setter released the ball. His instincts kicked in. He knew exactly where the attacker was going. As the hitter took his final step, Mozic exploded off the ground with perfect timing, reaching his peak height just as the ball was about to be struck. At 359 centimeters, his hands extended far above the hitter's swing path. The moment the ball made contact with the attacker's hand, Mozic's block was already in position. The ball slammed straight into his rock-solid hands, compressing for a fraction of a second before rebounding violently straight down on the opponent's side of the court. Cisterna Volley versus With You Verona. Some of the best moments of any sport are witnessed when the teams are in absolute sync. The team effort triumphs over a single player giving his best. A moment like this was witnessed here, and it was by far one of the best plays by With You Verona. Keita executed a save that defied all kinds of odds. He slid on the ground and kicked the ball back towards his teammates mid-motion. Mozic was not going to let this opportunity slip at any cost. He capitalized on Keita's brilliance and flew up in the air to smash the ball on the ground. Everybody roared in the stadium and celebrated the brilliant play by Verona. Gasell's Blue Energy Piacenza versus With You Verona. The opposition's players were struggling to keep the ball afloat after a tricky pass from Keita's teammate. Capitalizing on their struggle, Keita's team plotted a decoy attack. The team's setter faked the spike, drawing both middle blockers toward him. This left the room open for Keita to execute a perfect pipe attack. Soaring high in the air, he sent the ball like a rocket and the players were left stunned. So Safety Sousa Perugia versus With You Verona. Not only can this player defy gravity with extremely high jumps, but he can also add tricks and style in his attacks as well. Noumory Keita showed incredible athleticism in this match against Sir Safety Sousa Perugia. As usual, he was soaring way above all the other players, but this time he did something sneaky to surprise them more. Keita jumped up to spike the ball, but he turned around at the last moment to execute a no-look shot. The opponents were left stunned and he celebrated with style. With You Verona versus Gioella Prisma Taranto. The rally started with Mozic's serve already setting the tone of brilliance. After a couple of touches, the setter called for a back row attack. Mozic took a huge jump from the 3-meter line. His ridiculous elevation allowed him to hit at a near impossible downward angle. The ball zipped past the blockers and slams into the floor just inside the baseline. He couldn't stop his momentum and he ended up going into the opposition side. The team celebrated him as they earned a crucial point. Kuchina Lube Civitanova versus With You Verona. With the match leaning towards the opposite team, Keita knew he had to deliver his best to give his team a chance. As he soars to an incredible height, the opposing team's block fully commits, hands reaching high. But Keita, hanging in the air longer than anyone else, tilts his wrists at the last moment, sending a sharp-angled spike past the blockers and into the back corner of the court. The defense barely reacts before the ball slams down. Game point secured. Allianz Milano versus With You Verona. The opponent's star outside hitter gets a perfect set on match point. He lines up for a massive swing, but Keita, reading the play perfectly, jumps at the exact right moment. His towering 378cm block reaches so high that the ball bounces directly off his hands and slams to the floor before the hitter even lands. Game over. His teammates rush to embrace him as the opposing hitter stares in disbelief. With You Verona versus Gioella Prisma Taranto. Mozic exploded into action, sprinting down the sidelines as his setter delivered a lightning-fast outside set. Timing his footwork perfectly, he took off with an explosive leap, soaring high above the net. Adjusting midair, he swung with precision and raw power, smashing the ball at an almost impossible downward angle. The opposing blockers barely reacted before it rocketed past them, landing just inside the baseline. As the crowd erupted, Mozic landed smoothly, another unstoppable running spike added to his highlight reel.